Good morning, traders. Welcome back to another live stream. If you are new, my name is Zach. This is Real Deal Futures. Before we hop onto the charts on this beautiful Wednesday, February 18th, make sure you read what's on the screen. Trading is risky. Most traders do lose money. My headphones are not working. Make sure you're doing your own research. Make your own trading decisions. Read CFTC Rule 4.41 on simulated trading, which is what this is, even in funded prop firm accounts. There we go. And the affiliate and partnership disclaimer, this is I stand to make money from links and codes in my content. Like Top on Futures, code RDF, Bookmap, Edgeful, and others. Chat, what's going on, guys? How we doing this morning? How we feeling, everybody? Let's see what we can do. Let's see if we can't make some money today. Let's see if we can't miss any beautiful opportunities like we did yesterday. Let's see if we can scalp like we did yesterday, but maybe not and break even. Maybe pull ourselves up into some damn profit on these live streams. Let's see what we can do, man. Let's see what we can do. But first off, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Where you guys at? What's happening? Paul, Peak Performance. What's going on? Good morning, Zach and everybody. Good morning. Maritime Trades. Marcy, however the heck you guys say all your names. Purple Ninja Facts. Alan, what's up? Day Tick. Summer H. Tom Ward. What's happening, guys? Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Appreciate you being here, man. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are in the world. What's up, Kobe on Kick, Jess, Real Chef Trades. What's going on, guys? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Appreciate you hopping on. Thanks for being here, man. Oh, welcome, 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 everybody. Let's go ahead and see what we could get rolling on these charts. Gabriel, Zay, what's up, everybody? Anybody that I miss, I appreciate you being here. Let's see what we could get rolling, man. Let's see what we get rolling here on YM. I'm going to say this early, and I'll throw it on the chart, obviously, when it happens. I know I'm going to have to step away for at least, like, 5 minutes, maybe 8 minutes in the middle of this live stream. I have somebody coming to install an electrician coming to install a charging spot for EVs at my house, so I'm going to have to step away for a minute. I'm supposed to be here a little bit early, but we're gonna make do, man. So anyway, we're on the live stream early, 9:08 a.m. Eastern. We got time before NYSE open. We're gonna get some chart markup rolling, and I'm sure it'll happen right as market gets ready to open up. But let's go ahead and see what we got here. So here was my markup from yesterday. Let's just review this real quick. I'm gonna start on YM. I'm logged into my top 1 futures live account, my 15K prop live account, pre-live account, prop firm sim live account, whatever the hell you want to call a prop firm live account. We missed this beauty. Miss this beauty, man. This would have been really, really nice. Again, talked about getting a little bit more aggressive, maybe eating some L's on the way to not missing some really nice sell-offs like this. It's a give and take, man. There's discretion in all of this. There's that game of inches that we're all playing, so you're never going to hit it perfectly. But this is kind of what I was anticipating for yesterday. Some choppy ass movement that we got. So far, just taking a look. We won't do the daily chart today. We've been going over it the last couple days. Pop to the upside through Asia, London. All right, sold off now to pre-market, back down below VWAP, right back to this temporary volume point of control. You know, we didn't have a really clean sweep down here. We didn't, like, you know, take out Friday's lows, last week's lows. Was this last week's lows? Yeah, didn't take out last week's lows. So, you know, I don't know that we just take off from here. We're certainly making a case for a bullish day today, right? We popped to the upside, took out yesterday's high, pulled back down. So, sure, we could just blast off, like, into the open. And this isn't as clean for a fade as it was yesterday, right? But I would still look to fade it. I'd still look to fade it. I'm just going to have to see how this one opens up. I'm going to get rid of this this zone right here. We certainly could sell off to the downside. If we do, I'm not getting involved in here. I'm not going to get involved right off of pre-market lows. I just have no way to structure risk. I think we have a case on the higher time frames to move from the upside. I think a pullback down anywhere in here is completely reasonable. Don't really want to take it long anywhere in here. I'd have to be looking here. This would be my area for longs. This would be my area for shorts, although I probably want to see it up here. Probably want to see it off of these lows if I had to draw a zone here. I'm just using the measurement tool to get a little bit twitchy before I actually start marking the chart up. man, I don't love this. I don't love this crap that we did. I don't love taking a high and then pulling back in, hitting yesterday's volume point of control. Like, you know, we could just take off from here, and that's really not going to present any trade into the open. We sell off a little bit. You know, there's a case to be made to get long right in here, but I just don't know where you place a stop loss. I don't like doing this, because I think this is fine, right? So, long story short, my analysis, I know I'm pretty wishy-washy here coming into the open. Bullish overall. Why? I said we won't do the daily chart. We'll do the jelly chart. Do I need to say too much, guys? You know, like, we're not pushing to the downside. Certainly continue to watch videos saying, this is the top, everybody's about to get liquidated, we're going to sell off, this is going to be the great exit liquidity, all the retail stock, you know, people are stupid, sell all of your stuff in your, you know, Roth IRAs and, you know, get rid of everything. I don't know, who cares, right? I just care intraday, at least for what we're doing here with props. I'm still looking at this to the long side, to the upside. Maybe this would be a really aggressive move. Maybe. If I had to fade this thing up above these highs, man. But if we hammer into this again, if we just continue to hammer into this, I think eventually we're going to come up here, right? You know, and that's kind of the move. So I got a feeling that YM is going to suck for me today. It's just been one of those weeks. Ended green last week in the Prop Live account. Put some nice profit in it. This week, I think it's going to be a lot of nothing. And maybe we'll just get some more time on NQ. I'm really going to try to focus up on NQ with you guys. I like to read the chat. I like to have conversation, answer questions. But I'm definitely going to get some honed-in scalping time with you guys coming up here. But overall, I know this is kind of wishy-washy. I'm going to wait for this to open up. I don't have a clean spot where I say, like, I want to be short, right? Like, I want to be short, like, you know, right in here. You know, here's where I want to short it. I don't have that today. I don't have that based on structure, right? This context, we're chopping down here a little bit. I think we're going to move at a certain point here. I don't know when and where, and I really don't like this movement for a setup for a short or a setup for a long for that mean reversion play. This is like no man's land, right? And I think if we were going to sell off, I think we're going to do something like this, you know? I don't think that we would come all the way down here. We might not come all the way down here, right? I just have no zone to draw in here that I'm comfortable with. I have no area to aggressively enter off of that I'm comfortable with. You know, right off of pre-market lows, right? You know, right off of this. That'd probably be it. And right off of yesterday's low, right? All the way down here. So, you know, my gut tells me we're probably going to do something like this, and this is not a setup for me. No, I know what my setup, you know, I know where to take good losses and where not to take good losses. None of this is a valid, you know, play for me. To the upside, I don't like it short that much. We're bullish overall. We opened up to the upside. We tested yesterday's volume point of control, you know, pushing above VWAP, breaking yesterday's high, retesting, and then we blast to the upside. If we do this, I don't know that I want to be short right here. I don't know that I want this, right? So, like, this is not super duper appetizing to me for this mean reversion trade today, right? We're not choppy the way we were yesterday, right? Now we're pushing to the upside. We're breaking prior day's high. You know, we're making a case to move all the way up here. If we do that, I don't know that I want to short up here, because now we got a big-ass bullish day forming to the upside, right? You know, pretty aggressively. I don't know that my thesis is that we get up here and then we do this. In fact, it's not. You know, maybe we look at a short somewhere in here, but it's not as appetizing. So, long story short, I'm going to be watching this into the open. You know, I'll call out what my game plan is as it's happening. I don't have a beautiful play where I say, hey, man, right at 9:30, as soon as we dump or sell off, I already know that I'm going to get short. I'm going to have to watch it. Does it mean that I won't have a trade right off the open? No, absolutely not. We might pop right, you know, to the open. We might see something really clean starting to set up in price action structure. And, you know, we use that discretion, that intuition to look for that trade. But, you know, right off the open, I'm not foreseeing something amazing here. If we sell off really aggressively down here, I'm going to be interested. If we get above this high really quickly, I'm going to be interested, right? So, let's say just temporary areas of interest would be up here and down below yesterday's low, down here. We start to get outside of these areas, I'm going to be looking. We're going to be looking. Let's take a look at news on the calendar for today. See what we got rolling. We have Ukraine's president, or whoever he is. We have nothing. Really don't have too much. Oh, not nothing. We got 2 p.m. 2 p.m. FOMC meeting minutes today. That's a red folder. That's pretty dicey. If you are trading into the afternoon, I would certainly be cautious of that. Tomorrow, we got 8:30 a.m. unemployment claims. That should be a little bit of a kicker. And then Friday, we got 8:30 a.m., 9:45 a.m. red folder, 10 a.m. we got some orange folder. So we got a little bit of a mess on Friday the 20th coming up here. But so far, we're pretty clear. Pretty clear for the morning. Not too much to worry about here. So 9:17 a.m. Yeah, let's come over to MNQ. Because I'm going to quickly swap over today, as I have been. This is our IB high and low, which was from yesterday. We can go ahead and hide that so we can easily bring it up later. We have our current forming value area high level, current forming point of control, current forming value area low. I'm going to zoom in on the 1 minute here, which is what we get ready to trade on NQ. Scalping like absolute sociopaths. Been pretty back and forth on the live sessions with the scalping. I've put some profit in some accounts, but I've really started to do better with it into the afternoon. Maybe we run some afternoon, live sessions. I don't know. I'm trying not to change too much too quickly in my live schedule, but maybe we run something into the afternoon because I've been doing some trade recaps, posting some stuff on IG. As you can see, I got a payout. I got a couple payouts rolling in a couple of sim accounts. I'll post up about that later. And it's coming from NQ. It's coming from, being aggressive on NQ. Not without loss, not without losing accounts, right? I talked about being really aggressive in some sim prop accounts for a number of reasons this year, and I will continue to do that. But I like to be transparent and not say, all I did was pay $49 for one eval and I turned $49 into $2,000. No, right? Not at all. We're going to get through evals very quickly. That means we're going to lose many on the way to passing some. I'm going to trade the funded accounts pretty damn aggressively. We're going to lose funded accounts on the way to taking payouts. That's part of my my play, trading some sim accounts aggressively outside of trading my own personal live accounts and this Top 1 Futures live account that I'm trading with you guys right now. Not like an absolute sociopath, right? More conservative, holding on to it, not blowing through it. It's how I've been able to stay in it for going on 5 months now and take a dozen payouts from it. Albeit not many as of recent because it's been pretty damn slow for me on YM. Pretty damn back and forth. So I like this markup on NQ. I'm just zooming out, getting a little bit of a feel for NQ, MNQ. Kind of similar, man. We'll see. I'm not going to trade NQ into the open. So we'll see what happens. But we got our chart marked up. We're ready. We'll get initial balance marked up after this. But just see what happens if we come down here around pre-market low as well on NQ. While we're at it, let's just take a look at ES. 15-minute chart on ES. Yeah, not too far off. These are looking pretty similar. It's looking pretty similar for what we did in the overnight session. Nobody's way out of whack today. Off the open, I'm sure they will be living in their own world, as YM often is. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see. So we're set and ready. We're set and ready here. Just get this ready. We're ready. We are ready, chat. Let's see, let's see, let's see. Chat, good morning. Good morning. Too old to trade. Apparently not. You're here live with me, bro, so I don't think you're too old for anything. Good morning, good morning. Let's answer some questions while we're hanging out. But first, Let's crack a Saratoga Sparkly. If you guys want the answer to profitable trading, it's Saratoga Spring Water. You fill your bathtub with this and you dip your body in it. No. These were on sale, and I love sparkling water. Hey, Zach, if I use TradeSync to copy between 5 sim accounts and 10 ignites, would that be a problem with Top 1 or no? Yes, that would be a problem. You're not able to copy trade across account types at Top 1. So you can copy trade up to 15 ignite accounts, for example. Or you could copy trade 5 of the instant sim funded accounts with Top 1. You can copy trade however many you're allowed to copy trade of the straight to sim funded pros, right? I don't know what the actual limits are. They're all on their site. They go back and forth with promos. But you are not allowed to copy trade all of them together. You're not allowed to copy trade all of your different account types together with Top 1. You can copy trade across prop firms with TradeSync, but you can't copy trade across all the different account types, Purple Ninja Facts. Only other consideration with Top 1 is that... I'm going to try not to make this explode. All right, let's explode a... these things effing explode. Why are they like this? Why do they do this? Don't do it to me, dude. Hold on. Sorry, guys. Complete distraction here. Is it going to explode? No, we didn't explode. Okay, cool. You can copy trade across... Sorry, complete distraction. You can copy trade across prop firm accounts with TradeSync. Shout out TradeSync. If you guys want the best deal on TradeSync, I'm partnered and affiliated, code RDF. I haven't been using it much myself, which is why I haven't talked about it much myself, because I'm not copy trading, and I like to talk about and promote the stuff that I'm using myself. Bookmap, right? Edgeful, you know, the firms that I trade with. But I do like TradeSync. I think it's the best thing out there as far as copy traders go. Cloud-based, very fast. They all do carry a gnarly risk, TradeSync included, so use your own discretion. Trading's risky. Copy trading's risky. Copy trading with third-party trade copiers is very risky, so I'd be very cautious. But you can use TradeSync if you want to check it out. Code RDF gets you the best deal. You also have to read the prop firm rules because all of them have different rules. With Top 1 futures, they want you to use their account as the lead account, right? So make sure you do that. That's important. Are the Top 1 futures ignite accounts funded accounts, or are they challenges? They are instant funded accounts. They are instant funded accounts. So let's since we're talking Top 1, hang on, guys. Good morning, guys. What's up? It's me, Trades, Miguel, Mike Z, Nate. What's up, dude? Lafa, what's happening? What's going on, guys? What's going on? So let's go to the site because you guys are asking some good questions this morning. Let's go to Top 1's site. Remember, guys, I am partnered and affiliated with Top 1. I stand to make money, so I can't be unbiased. Do your own research, make your own decisions. That's the stuff that most people should tell you up front when they're partnered with a prop firm. That they don't. I'm happy to be transparent with you guys. So 4 different account types really from them. This one's an eval account. These 3 are instant funded, right? So the person asked, is the Ignite instant funded a challenge account? Is there an eval? Is there an activation? No, it's straight into a funded account. Same here, same here. Just a quick overview of what we got going on here. The instant sim funded, the OG instant sim funded are the most expensive, widest rule set, biggest payouts, right? The Ignite instant funded, not to be confusing about it, are the cheapest, lowest cost, and code RDF is going to get you the best deal if you want to check these out. This bad boy is going to have the tightest rule set, intraday trailing drawdown, a little bit lower cost, ability to scale. Oh, and here is where I have to step away. I knew I was going to have to step away. Guys, I will be right back. I'll be right back. Give me about 5 minutes. I knew this was going to happen. Give me about 5 minutes. 5 minutes to the open. Be right back with you guys. Back in action with you guys just in time. Markets opened up 9:30 a.m. Eastern. Sorry guys, I knew that was gonna happen. I'm gonna have to bounce back and forth today, but I still want to be live with you guys. It's part of handling the job, man. Handling what I gotta handle. So, markets opened up. We're selling off. We cracked pre-market low. If you guys missed the analysis, I've been live for the last half hour or so. Was saying this is no man lands for me. You know, like I mentioned, this was a potential area to be looking long if you wanted it really aggressively. It looks like that's the move we're going to pull today. Sweep pre-market low right in here by about 50 points and then bounce right back up towards VWAP. Not really a great risk structure. I have no level to trade off of in here. This isn't super clean for me. If we come out the high here, guys, if we start to blast right back out the high, I definitely do not want the short. Maybe we can get a continuation style trade going if we actually start to put some structure to the upside in. Could be looking for something like that. Just going to keep an eye on NQ as well. So I did say I'm going to hop over there pretty quick today. I don't foresee something beautiful on YM. Maybe the continuation trade. Take a look at ES. Similar structure out of ES. There's the mean reversion play, man. Every day with YM. YM loves this move, dude. It has just been playing out over and over and over again. I gotta find a way to start aggressively trying to capitalize on it even more because it's the same move every effing morning, man. It's a blast in one direction and then immediate reversion, right? Go back and look for this, guys. I really encourage you. I really, really encourage you. What did we do yesterday? Blast in one direction and then immediate reversion, right? Not every day, but you know what I'm getting at here. Blast in one direction, reversion, right? Yeah, man, we're gonna have to start taking some wild right into the open trades. Going to have to. Oh my gosh, this is gonna be disruptive today. No. Chat. I'm sorry, guys. I hate to have live streams like this. If it happens one more time, I'm gonna call it. But let's see what we could do, man. Let's see what we could do. Sorry. And here's how I'm gonna handle this. Maybe it'll be a display that is valuable to you guys. I'm not gonna trade this live account. I'm gonna watch to see if we pop to the upside, but I'm really not. I'm not too interested in trading my live account when I'm distracted like this. It's just the nature of life. I have a service technician out at the house. They gotta ask me questions. I gotta move stuff around for them. It's just part of being a homeowner and buying, things that need electrical work. Frustrating, guys. Not your problem. Sorry. I apologize. I don't like to schedule live sessions knowing that I'm going to be distracted. I was hoping that was going to be simple. It sounds like it's gonna be a problem. So anyway, I'm gonna try to get some scalping in with you guys on some sim accounts. That's my game plan. We'll run some fun on NQ. We'll take some trades. We'll see what we could do. Anytime I am getting pulled off the desk, not able to watch the market during the main time that I'm trying to trade, de-risking, trying to CYA, cover your ass. Sorry to say it like that, is the best thing to do. I'm just watching this push to the upside. This looks like a dip, and then we might want to run. This could be setting up for a nice bullish day here. But I'll see if we start to come out the other side of this, what this looks like. If we start to form some structure like this, and maybe we'll set an alert or two as we come over to trade NQ. If we start to form some structure like this, I think this is a pretty clean target area right up here, right? We could even throw a potential something like this right into the 150s. Yeah, like right at the 200s. If we start to do this, I'd be interested. I'd be interested somewhere in here, right? Maybe on a pullback down, something like this for a continuation, right? A lot of things can happen. We can dip down. We can do whatever we want to do. But if we start to form this trend to the upside, I might be interested in a continuation here on YM. So I'm going to throw an alert right up here. Beautiful thing about TradingView. If we start to break this highs, we'll get a little ding. Maybe we'll go into like the if we trade the 49,900s, I want to know about it. Start to pop to the upside here. But let me go ahead and get this set up for some scalping on NQ. Hang tight, guys. Hang tight. If you want to check out, if you want to check out Top 1 Futures, code RDF is going to get you the best deal. 60% off your first or next prop account with Top 1 Futures. Gonna go ahead and get logged in. We'll pick a sim account. We'll get some scalping in. Get some scalping in. Let's see. Yeah, let's get a prop account loaded up here. And if we find something really nice in the on YM, we can hop back over, take a look at the live account. But it's gonna have to be a breakout of that level, a continuation, some kind of structure to form, and then something that looks good. Cool. All right, back in action here. Looks like we want to try it. Gun to my head. That looks like the move, but let's see. Let's pull up MNQ. Let's get some scalping in, maybe closer to NYSE open. We'll really give ourselves a heart attack here. We'll see what we can't put together. Value area low going to be all the way down here. Current volume point of control right here. Value area high is now sitting down here. That's an interesting spot if we were going to come higher. Just going to throw a little mark off of that line right there. This is a pretty interesting spot. I don't need to mark it because it's the lows that we just put in. So let's get ready to get some scalping in on NQ. And again, guys, apologies for being pulled off the desk here multiple times. Like I said, if it happens again, I'm just gonna wrap it up. come back tomorrow. Live streaming is awesome. I love it. Trading is awesome. I love it. It takes full attention, and you really can't half-ass either one of those things. So, definitely don't need to trade 10 minis. What am I on here? Micros. Let's take a look. This looks pretty volatile. Let's take a look at what the 200 tick stop loss take profits looking like. Yeah, we could probably get a little bit tighter than that. For those of you guys that don't know what the hell I'm ready to do, scalping. Scalpy on NQ. Sim accounts, very aggressive. Going to lead to some quick wins, some quick losses. Not for the faint of heart. Probably not for the beginner trader. You want to learn more about that, feel free to hop in the 100% free trading Discord. Link should be pinned to the top of the chat. So let's see what we get here, man. Interested to see what happens. Let's get comfy on NQ's book map. Let's start to take a look at what we got going on over here on the left-hand side. Shout out book map. A little bit above and below. All right, let's start watching. Let's start getting a feel for this bad boy. I think we pull back down to this high volume node right here, right now, or we pop right up here. I don't know that I want to flip the coin and guess which direction we go. Ooh, volatility. Nice volatility coming in on that one. That's where we went, right down to this high volume node. Okay. That decision was made. Big surprise. We stop on a dime there. We find buyers. We start to pop. Okay. Let's start to get a read for price action structure. A little bit of order flow here. See if we can't get some scalping in. What's going on? Thank you for the support. Get funded with less than 100 bucks is crazy. I think the 60% is off your first account, 25K. Yeah, you guys are talking about. If you have questions on top one, feel free. Let me know. I'll try to get to you guys in the chat. Here's the link if you guys want to check it out. 60% off with code RDF. First or next account with top one. Link and code going in the chat right now. Pretty wild deal if you guys are looking for instant funding. Tested that high volume node, coming right back up through value area high. Let me read the chat real quick and then we'll lock in. Yeah, you guys were looking at prices on the top one accounts. Yeah, let me know if you have questions. Mean reversion at YM, something you check on with Edgeful. You can, but not as much. Not as much. Okay, thank you for the explanation. Why don't you give away Instant Funded instead of Ignite? I already answered that question yesterday, Business Lens. You asked the same question like 3 times, my brother. Okay, great. Thank you. Saratoga face wash is for the winners. Yeah. Great, thank you. No pressure. All right, let's see what we can do. Let's start to lock in here, guys. Like I said, if I get the call outside again, that I'm gonna walk off the charts for a little bit, and then I'll come back into the afternoon. And that's not just like I don't want to keep doing that. That's like you're not gonna trade well if you're distracted. You're not going to trade well hopping on and off your desk and having something outside that you're thinking about. So I want to display, even in sim accounts that I'm going to try to scalp really aggressively on and take 47,000 trades, I don't think it's a smart idea to do that. So I'm just measuring out with the brackets on TradingView here what some different tick amount brackets are going to look like for buys and sells relative to this ATR. The 1 minute ATR right now on NQ down here, MNQ actually is about 35. Probably run with a little over 100. Stop loss, and that will be fair. Let's see, let's see, let's see. I think we might come back down, test around below this low, take everybody out that's getting long up here. Beautiful test of current value area high and a rejection, or what was current value area high a couple minutes ago before we put some more volume in here. Here we go, coming back down. I think we test down around. Ooh, I don't know if we test or we just break, guys. I do think we pull back up to VWAP quickly, but this is moving fast. No surprise, we're close to the open here. Pretty damn close to the open here. Yeah, this is gonna be dicey. It's gonna be a little dicey. Watch a book map here on the left hand side, man. Sellers flushing that out, man. Right back up to VWAP. Bouncing between some key areas of interest on this 1 minute chart, but doing it very quickly, man. Very, very, very quickly. Curious to see if we start moving lower here. That might... This feels like a decision-making point, right? Found some buyers, pulled back up, value area high, holding this trend to the downside. Came back to VWAP, aggressively cracked through. Are we going to come right back out through the high now? And this is going to be a continuation of the upside. We're going to get rid of this kind of downtrend for pre-market, and we're going to actually start to put a bullish day. Or are we going to do what we're doing right now? Sellers are going to take it lower. You know, here was the hold at VWAP. Testing, testing, testing. Buyers can't hold it up. Sellers start to rip it lower. Price says, nope. We're going to check out, you know, we're going to check out these 930 lows. We're going to go check out, you know, current daily low. We can continue to adjust the value area high, value area low, and point of control. But I'm going to start to watch this bad boy. Not yet. Not yet here. That was a mean crack to the downside, though. Those are PTSD candles. Yeah, dang, what a bar. Yeah, man. And then in the classic, you know, NQ way, right? What do we do? Right back up. NQ is gnarly, man. MNQ as well, right? You know, it's pretty gnarly. Not for the faint of heart. And the scalping that I'm going to start to do in a minute here with you guys is not for the faint of heart either. You're going to get, you know, you're going to get cooked real quick. You're going to take wins really quick. You know, it's going to go back and forth pretty fast. Just reading a couple messages. We get to come through the low? We're back to VWAP. Go trade back through those 830s. Let's see what we got, chat. There we go. Right back up to the 830s. Right back up to VWAP. Decision-making point. Decision-making point, man. Is this just take everybody out one more time before we come back up through the highs? Are we actually going to come down through this low? Here's our 930 open right here. I might throw a line on this as we come higher just so I can get a reference point. 930. Just get a light reference point for where we opened up for NYSE. All right, let's get ready, man. Let's get ready. Let's get ready. Yeah, I think I'm gonna work with like 120. 120 ticks on this is not gonna be too bad. I'm looking for these small scalpy moves within, you know, price action, really, really aggressively off of some key areas of liquidity, price action, market structure, volume, right? Kind of all used together to form this fairly aggressive scalping approach. It's not moving too bad for what I'm looking to do outside of that death bar right there. Some of those really aggressive, nasty candles that can print. Take a look at ES and YM's book map just out of curiosity, see where these guys are at. Yeah, pull back to VWAP and then bouncing right now, pushing higher. I was getting ready for the buy on this one. This would have been a pretty sweet spot. Stop loss somewhere down here for a quick crack back up to the upside. I'm missing that, but getting a feel. That's the long playing out. Curious on a short from up here if I could be fast enough into the 900s. 925s right up here, so that could be a quick blast higher. But right, we got quite a bit above price here. Quite a bit of liquidity here on Bookmap above on NQ. Do we just break and run through this and it's bulls back in town right through the high of day? That could happen. This is kind of a dicey spot to start shorting this, but I'm gonna stick to my stick to my scalpy plays. I would actually like this for a really high risk to reward short, but I'm not gonna start changing things up here. Just out of curiosity, does ES have quite a bit above? Yeah, it does, and it's running through it. Oh, let's see. Trading the 900s here. Buyers trying to take it higher. 925's up next. Or do we get a quick short right back towards that prior value area high level? Nope. Not until we trade out these 925s. Let's see. Let's see what the fill is up here. I'm going to take a short, guys. I really want to see what this fill looks like as we crack through this little level of liquidity here. Trying it right off these 925s. Okay, gave me 918. That's not that bad. It's not that bad. I'm trying a quick short right back to this area of interest that I had earlier. Could pop right through to the 950s. We got liquidity up here. I'm looking for this to come in as some potential resistance. Getting a little bit of a bounce off this level. I'm not going to go stop loss to break even too quickly on this. I'm going to now adjust my value area high, value area low, volume point of control. Now that I'm in a trade, I'm going to start to let this one play out. Again, scalpy, aggressive. Going to take quick take profits, quick stop losses on stuff like this. Not for the faint of heart, not for the beginners. Structuring it with pretty dang low risk so I can withstand some wins, some losses, some back and forth movement. Whoa, what happened to my... Not not to get too twitchy here. We can actually get rid of this. Yeah, looks like we want the 950s and not the 890s that I was aiming for. Breaking to the upside. Looks like we're going to go right into those 950s. I'd be surprised at this point if I don't take the first stop on this one. Yep. There's my stop. Nice. Starting to get warmed up on NQ. Let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can do. Trading out the 950s. Look like we want to push prior. Look like we want to push current high to the upside. Let's see. Let's see. Not terrible fills here on TradingView though. Let's see what it's got for me today. Again, guys, I'm off the Top 1 Futures live account for now. Scalping in some sim accounts. No great opportunity on YM, plus a little bit of distraction equals scalping in sim accounts. Low risk overall. See if we can't get comfortable here scalping on NQ. 0-1 to start. 0-1 to start. I like this for another short right back in. Call me crazy, but I do like this for another quick short back in. Let's see. Watch a book map over here. We got some orders down below price now. Waiting for a crack of this pre-market current session high. Want to see what happens up here. Maybe the 75s get taken out. We got more and more orders coming up above. I don't know if I want to fade this again. Are we just gonna run? Just gonna go and run today? Yep, buyers taking it higher through some liquidity right here. Cracking this high. Could get some movement right here. Let's see. Staying patient on this one, guys. I don't know that I want to fade this again, or at least right now. I'm going to watch what happens as we continue to come through liquidity to the upside. Looks like we just might want to continue to run here. That was a pretty nice fill right there. I think we could get the quick sweep back in. Got some liquidity getting pulled off the book there. I'm going to try this one short quick, guys. I got a positive risk to reward on this one. I'm going to try this for a quick reversion right back down to this price action, maybe even value area high. But just a quick pull back into this pre-market price action right here. Could absolutely just run straight through the 24,990s where we got some liquidity and then higher. I got to stop at 25. 010 and a half. Take profit at 24,929 and a quarter. See if we can't get a little reaction out of this. Again, I'm fading to pop to the upside now a second time. These are often some nice moves out of NQ where we get this big back and forth wiki movement. But we can certainly just drive higher in one direction and buy in off of, just 1 minute candle lows or 5 minute bar lows or whatever you want to do. Could be a play. But I'm looking for a quick reaction out of this that we're not getting yet. Buyer's still pushing this thing higher. That was a gnarly jump in CVD. Yeah, man, this might just go today. This really might just run today. We might have that bullish day. YM pushing back up to the upside here. ES driving higher on CVD. Yeah, man, I'm on the wrong side of this market. On the wrong side of it now after we broke out of this consolidation. Looking for a reaction here. Let's see. Let's see. Not dead yet, but I'm not gonna fade this again after this. This looks like the stop. Traded to 25 evens. Do we want to go trade 10 points above where my stop is? Looks like we do. There we go. Beautiful. 0-2 to get started. On the wrong side of this bad boy. Driving higher. I'm caught fading it. Looking for reactions off of this liquidity. And we're not getting that. Big bullish market. Pushing the upside on a positive CVD now. I'm not going to have too much on this. Maybe we get a nice reaction here. Maybe we just drive higher. But I'm not going to have too much on this. Now we're starting to trend to the upside. Yeah, interested to see what happens here, right? Either we get some sellers that try to step in and take this thing lower, but this is a pullback, break to the upside now, coming outside of this area, above the 25,000 evens. Do we get a big bullish day out of these? That's what I'm looking at. That's what I'm looking at now after taking 2 L's short. Getting ready to get that alert triggered on YM. Sweat pre-market low. Pop to the upside. I'm not going to need that to go off to hear it. Pop to the upside now. Coming above. Go away, alert. Coming above pre-market highs here. Pushing daily and session highs to the upside across all of these bad boys. This looks like we might be in for it. Unless we catch a gnarly rejection off of any of these areas. But there's really not much. There's really not much here. Could make a case for off of these lows, but I think this area is next. Let's see. Not done yet, but 0-2 to get started on the scalping on NQ. Beautiful. Beautiful stuff. Let's see. Trading these 25,000 30s. Again, not much else up here. Not much else up here looking left. I mean, let's look at the 1 hour. Let's really zoom out. Yeah, I mean, this could be a spot. You could have a zone here if you wanted to, right? But man, all the way up here next, if we're actually going to do it, I think we either come back in harshly or, we're going to push to the upside. If we were going to drive higher, I think this is where we're headed. And I think that's reasonable for NQ's average daily ranges. I don't think that's completely out of hand. Just looking at this structure. Let's see what she's got for me, chat. Close to being funded 5x again. It's been a rough month since taking payouts January 6th. Gotcha, man. Gotcha. Congrats on about to be fully funded again. That's awesome. Man, you get scarred from the junk action. Closed too soon. I'd pass if I held any long scalps. Nice. All right, max profit 550Ks. Nice. It wanted to break out and have a big day. Just crazy face ripping rally. Maybe. I'm looking for shorts after it reaches 990s. Yep. Me too. Tough one. Started running. This looks risky. Yeah, all risky, man. Did my trades. And the junk she's running now. Yeah. 30-minute candle at 2 minutes. Let's see. Which way do you open a position? You should be able to see which way I'm entered based on the P&L that's running on the screen. Both of those were short. Market doing the best these days. Yeah, we were talking about that. Don't let anyone tell you you can't achieve or do something. Agreed. Definitely not, man. I've been talking a lot about that. Don't let anybody tell you you can or can't do something. And in fact, when you set out to do anything hard, anything difficult, like trading, most people aren't going to tell you that you can do it, right? You know, it's just the safer thing to say that you can't do something. But if you're going to do anything great, anything worth doing, you got to believe in yourself without a shadow of a doubt. That's part of this this psychology that we have to have in trading. That arrogant confidence that we got to have. Yeah, man. So I'm not gonna take my foot off the gas just yet. I'd say scalping like this really aggressively, like 4 L's, and I'd say, okay, I'm done. That'd probably be it in one account. But not too much up here now. If I have to take a trade, it would be short. I don't want to fade this again. Faded it twice. It got cooked on the way up. Longing this is fine. There's not really a great way to structure risk. I'm just waiting to see on Bookmap as we start to get some of these little bits of orders that come on the book. I could see some potential, but I might have to run something like tight, like really tight, to be able to make that work. Like, let's just see. If we came down to the 500s, the 995s, right? Could look for a little bounce right back up towards those highs. Again, this is not a beautiful risk structure because I think we could easily wick all the way down here, but enough to take some scalpy trades off of. So I'm going to look for a really aggressive buy. I'm going to say below the 25,000 evens. Nice round psychological number. If we pull back there before just continuing to blast off, I'm going to look for that. Nice, nice. Looking for a little bit more of a dip out of this. A little bit more of a dip. Take everybody out. That's it. Maybe. Maybe not. Waiting for a little bit more of a dip out of this one. No, that's it. At least for now. Let's see. Let's see. What did we trade out here? Yeah, 997s. Trading 20 points higher, 30 points higher. Yeah, there was our little bounce off the 25,000 evens. All right, let's wait. Let's wait and see. Let's wait and see. Leave the full chart up here. Let's play the wait and see. Let's see, guys. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. This was that quick pullback and bounce that I wanted to see right back up towards the highs. Not aggressive off the 25,000 evens. Was waiting for a little bit more of a push through that liquidity to the downside. As you can see down there on Bookmap, there is still some sitting. That's the quick scalp to the upside that I was looking for. Let's see what happens as we come through some of these levels to the upside right now. Damn. Let's see. Good morning, guys. Ended up on the day after an over-risking opportunity I took too early, followed by a proper A setup and made back my loss and some lucky I escaped to one piece. Yeah, try not to have that happen, man. Try not to have that happen if you can. You know, acknowledge your risk on the front end, decide how much you want to potentially lose on the day, and you know, that's important. It's betrayed. Boom. Yeah, recently had a major setback because of that. Won't give details, but was astonished. Yeah. Yeah, man. It's you gotta make sure you are gotta make sure your mindset is straight, your psychology is straight, right? If you're gonna set out to do anything, man, really, really difficult, you have to believe without a shadow of a doubt that you're gonna be able to get it done. You know, maybe not in some you know, hit some arbitrary goal, because I don't think that's great in trading, or to say I'm gonna make $100 a day or be able to get it done really quickly, because it takes far, far, far longer than, you know, we ever want to admit. But I think that's important. You have to have that self-belief, rock solid self-belief, because, you know, whatever it is that you're doing, trading or anything else, it's gonna throw it back in your face, right? It's gonna get really hard. You're gonna fail over and over and over again. You're gonna have, you know, things that, you know, just don't go your way at all, and you're gonna have that at least rock solid drive and commitment to say, I'm gonna keep pushing forward. I'm just gonna keep pushing forward. You know, in trading, it can go, you know, there's people that say you shouldn't say that. You know, not everybody's gonna be a trader. Sometimes people are losing money, and I'd agree to an extent. Like, I'm not saying that you should just keep losing money trading for forever. I think to come to trading, you have to know that it's going to be a super long journey. You're going to have to spend a lot of time and energy and money, just like you would anything else if you're going to make it. But just like if you want to do anything else in the world, you have to have that commitment. And if you're not going to have that commitment, then, you know, probably doing something that's maybe not as hard and maybe not as high paying and provides so much upside would be better suited. But that's the psychology and mindset side. Breaking through liquidity to the upside. Continuing to run here, man. This was the 25,000 evens for a push to the upside, chat. Watching this thing go. I'm 0-2 on some scalps. No trades on YM in case you missed it. Let's see what we get here, man. I'm not done. I'm definitely not done. I am definitely not done. This thing's driving higher. We are not taking our foot off the gas just yet. If I'm going to short this, I got to look for something, man. I'm going to have to look for something decent, but I think this might just be the drive higher today. Damn, man, not able to find my way in on the right side of this again on YM. Man. Let's see if we can't make some money scalping, though. Well, let's see. All right, we got the 25,080s here with a little bit of liquidity. We've got really not much looking left at all, except to say that we're at a little bit of a zone and we can start to find maybe some sellers off these lows right in here, kind of like what we're doing right now. Yeah, man, I'm going to look off of this high volume node if I was going to try a little scalp to the downside. Above the 80s right now, 25,080s. 080, whatever the actual term is. But cracking this to the upside, still pushing higher. Let's go ahead and adjust our current value area high, point of control, and value area low. Watching for a scalp, guys. Like I said, I'm gonna lock in a little bit. It's hard to be talking too much and doing too many random different things and trading effectively. So if I'm gonna get really aggressive scalping, I'm gonna have to lock in for a little bit. But I'm gonna watch these 80s. If we pull back up towards that, I might front run it. See if we can't get a little reaction off that. Might present a way to structure risk. Again, I just pull this up with a buy or sell. That's not exactly what I'm looking for. I am looking potentially short off those 80s. Maybe we just do it off of this. Let's see if we can't get a read. Good morning, guys. Oh, we talked about that. It's solid, and I have a crazy belief in myself. You know, I've had unrealistic goals, but I've achieved them, and achieved 2 of them in under 2 years trading. So evidence tells me I can achieve it. Yeah. Could chop here for a bit and then give us short confirmation. Could just keep running. Let's see. Being unrealistic, exactly what it takes to achieve what you want. Got to be delusional, work hard. Yeah. Listen. So let me try to find where I'm going to land on this. I think you need to be delusionally confident. I think you have to have, exceptional belief in yourself. You have to have an absolutely insane drive despite everything in front of you, right? I think all that is extremely important. I think there is a level of having completely unrealistic goals and timelines to achieve them that can be not helpful, that can really work against you, right? So, a lot of what we see in the trading space is guys making an insane amount of money very quickly, doing it with props, right? Getting extremely profitable in short amount of times, that type of thing. And I'm not here to tell anybody they can't do something, right? And I don't think that anybody wants that at all. It's not the goal. And in fact, most people don't make money trading at all ever, regardless of the amount of time and money and energy they have, right? So you're up against that. But I do think there's a balance between creating an enormous amount of confidence in yourself, saying I'm going to stick with this as long as I need to get this done. I'm going to push forward. I'm going to hit these big goals that are crazy that nobody else believes in me. There's a balance between that and getting too unrealistic and saying, well, I see guys, making shitloads of money, excuse my language, on X every day, huge months, thousands of dollars every single day, every single month, $1 million payouts from these different firms, copy trading accounts, and, these insane rates of returns. And that can be unhealthy. It can go the other way. You can be stuck with an enormous amount of, frustration and anger and taking on way too much risk and doing things that just really don't make sense for, your capital allocation, your experience level, because you're chasing this dragon that's like you're really unrealistic and it's killing you. So Nate, I'm not speaking to you specifically or Release or to anybody in the chat. But I think that's important, right? I think that's really important to recognize. Like there's a balance, right, between being crazy delusional, having a ton of belief in yourself, setting huge, insanely, goals that most people do not achieve, and then setting a timeline to achieve them or an expectation to achieve them without the time or energy or money or experience that majority of others are achieving it with, right? And you want to lean towards that. I think that's important. You do want to lean towards that, just being too crazy far out there. But I watch so many people come to trading specifically, and this is because everybody sold such a dream, expecting so much so quickly with no time and energy and no money behind it. And it kills them, it hurts them, and they're just constantly smashing their foot on the pedal, not realizing that, you're not there yet, right? And you shouldn't expect to be there yet, by all metrics, right? So there's a balance there, guys. That's what I'd say. And I was way too far out there. I got started way too quickly, way too aggressively, way too big into a live account. And it kills you. You start burning through money. You start getting frustrated. You're mad that it's not working right off the bat. And you're not able to focus on, the long game. So, there's a balance there. Again, I think most people, struggle with the former, where they don't have enough belief in themselves. They're pushing it. They're not pushing themselves to say, hey, I'm going to go and set this huge goal and go out there and hit this. Ooh, we got the 80s coming off right here, guys. Let me just take a quick look. No, it got moved up. Damn it. I wanted the short. That's okay. We're talking, man. We're having good conversation here. So yeah, guys, this is a balance. This is a balance, right? I go to those extremes and talk about it. Like, number one, this is extremely hard. Almost nobody makes money trading. It's crazy to trade in the first place. Almost nobody makes money in any of the markets or trading with prop firms or anything. You have to be a delusional psychopath to sit here for hours and years to try to make this work, right? But I think you also have to be a delusional psychopath to go out to be a doctor or a lawyer or a sales professional, where you're going to go to school and put yourself in debt, working for, years and years and years just studying, and then come out and make entry level, right? You have to be a psychopath to do any of this stuff. So, you got to have that confidence. You have to be crazy, right? And nothing's done, without having that insane amount of confidence, that belief in yourself, that conviction, right? Read, think, and grow rich. You have to envision it before you're there, right? I'm 100% there. And then at the same time, on the other side of that, like anything difficult, trading is very difficult. It's going to take a lot of time and energy and money. Why do you think that, you would be not only the massive exception to the rule that you're going to be able to make money consistently over time and be profitable, that you'd be able to get it done in amount of time with less money than anybody else has ever achieved? Can it happen? Absolutely. But you're going like farther and farther and farther, into the realm of like just unrealistic expectations. And so many of those unhealthy, unrealistic expectations are created by people trying to sell you something, right? All you got to do is follow this, and in less than a year, you'll be making enough money to replace your full-time income, and I have it all figured out, and so you can just pay me, and we go from there. Or you're watching guys, I made $100,000 today trading prop firms. Okay, these dudes have been trading for 5, 10, 15 years. They are putting hundreds of thousands of dollars behind their prop firm trading, right? They're not trading with a couple of accounts. They're trading across dozens of firms with dozens of accounts every single week, right? They're ripping through them. So, or they're trading live accounts. They're making big money in live accounts. Same thing. They've been trading for decades, and they have millions of dollars to trade with, right? So, unrealistic expectations, too far out there. So there's a balance there, guys. There's a balance between, setting big goals and then setting completely unrealistic goals and unrealistic timelines to achieve them. This is true for everything, right? You go to set out to be a runner. Awesome, man. You want to run a marathon? Awesome. Have you ever run before? No, you've never run, and you want to qualify for Boston in 2 months. I think that's an awesome goal. I think you have to be really unrealistic to ever want to qualify for Boston. Do I think that's unrealistic and you're probably going to get hurt doing that? Yeah. You should probably aim to run a marathon in 4 months and just make it anytime. And then maybe after that, you look to shave 20 minutes off of it, in 6 months from there. And then you see where you're at for Boston, and then you push forward, right? Same thing is true for all of this, right? No set timeline. Don't let anybody tell you can't do stuff, but have realistic expectations as well. And I think so many have such unrealistic expectations, and it's almost not their fault, because what's thrown in our face on social medias every single day is very deceptive, and it's why I try to grain of salt it all the time, guys, right? I'm here 6 years into the markets now, not having it all figured out, not being able to be on, leaderboards or do anything, insanity. Does that mean it's going to take you that long? No, but, grain of salt that stuff. There's a fun one to read, if you really want to, and I think it'd be healthy to have those realistic expectations also, and say, Sorry, I'm still looking for the short here. Do I want to short it right off these highs, right back to these lows? Kind of. We're just taking out liquidity and rejecting, taking out liquidity and rejecting. I think we could get that really big clean out to the upside. I don't know that I want to throw myself in front of this again. Yeah, I'm going to be patient up here. You know, if you read Market Wizards and New Market Wizards and all those books, you know, one of the questions that they were always asking is them is, you know, how long did it take you? How long did it take you to start making money? How long did it take you to get consistent? And the amount of years will surprise most people. That's, you know, if you want some homework, if you want some, you know, help building realistic expectations, you know, go look at how long it took all of the best traders to just start making money, to stop losing money. It will surprise you. Plot twist, none of them were a year or two. And that can be helpful. You know what you're in for. Know what, you know this, you know the road that's ahead of you before you start traveling down it. I'm sitting up here, man, watching this thing chop around. I'm going to take the short marker off this for now. This is not it for me on YM or NQ, guys. I want to take some damn trades here, but I'm sitting patient, trying not to take any unnecessary losses. I like the two first shorts that I took up here. Ended up being a runner, pushing to the upside. Watching us start to consolidate here. I'm not aiming for these big trades on NQ. I'm aiming for these, you know, these really quick scalpy movements. We're starting to get a little bit of a range here. I'm going to try to play off the extremes. I'm noting that we got some orders down here at the 20s and the 15s. If we start to sell off, this could be a nice spot to target. In fact, if we crack to the upside and go grab like these 75s, you know, right around these highs, I might look for it. We could just be breaking out. This is just not it, man. We'll yap about psychology and expectations and stuff, and maybe that's how we handle this. Anyway. Anyway, Chatty McChat. I'm staring at the charts here, man. I'm staring at the charts here. If you hopped on late, welcome to the show. Trying to get some scalpy trades in here, man. Let's see if we start to get some price action that I like here, guys. Watching the 1-minute chart on MNQ. We got a sim account loaded up. Two shorts. You can see how that played out. Starting to consolidate up here around highs. Excuse me. Oh, man. NQ, what do you got for me, bro? What do you got for me? I like a short right down into these levels, but I think we pop back up first. I'm not going to short it off these lows for continuation. I don't mind like a little scalpy move. I'm not going to put a stop loss in here below the highs. We get a little pop back up. I could consider something for a move right back down into these 25,000 evens all the way down here. It's not that bad. Am I really going to short this a third time? Nah, this is really not it for me, guys. I'm gonna take a bunch of trades, but I'm not gonna take a bunch of dumbass trades. Not really it for me, guys. Not really it for me. Yeah, man, watching this chart, it's back and forth. It's really back and forth. Chopping around, guys. Chopping around. Chopping around. Let's see what this market's got for me. Anyway, while we're hanging out, watching whatever the hell this is, we got Clay coming on the show tomorrow. We got Clay, founder, CEO of Top 1 Futures, coming on tomorrow, Thursday, 9:30 a.m. Eastern. I'll hype that. If you guys were not on for the last one, he not only gave out 5 instant funded accounts, he ran a special discount only for the people on the stream, 70% off. I think it was one account with Top 1 Futures. You know, obviously like a super duper deal that's like not available anywhere else, just for the people that are on the stream when he's hopping on and doing something crazy. So he'll be on. I'm just watching this little dip back up here. He'll be on again tomorrow, 9:30 a.m. Eastern. If you want to check it out, right here is a spot to be. Probably going to do a whole bunch of giveaways. Maybe there's going to be an exclusive discount. We're going to have to see. If you're interested in getting funded for hella cheap, I would be looking for this stream tomorrow, 9:30 a.m. Eastern. Or for free. When he was the time before last, when he was on, he gave out 10 instant funded accounts. So I think you'll either end up with a really badass discount, a free account, maybe both. It was 5 people that ended up with that last time. So feel free to hop on stream tomorrow. It's also an awesome opportunity to just get in front of talking to decision makers at prop firms. Like if you want to ask questions, if you want to hear the most updated stuff, like little things that are not even out yet, about prop firms, platforms, like talking to those guys and being on streams where they're at is pretty sweet. So if you want to check that out tomorrow, 9:30 a.m. Eastern, we will have Clay from Top 1 on the show. Clay from Top 1. And we ran it pretty quick last time. We ran giveaways like right off the rip, and then we did the discount. So he'll be on right around 9:30 a.m. I'll be on a little bit before that, same as last time. But that is tomorrow, Thursday, February 19th, 9:30 a.m. if you want to check that out. Feel free to hop on, man. If you want to check out Top 1 in the meantime, link is in the chat. Code RDF gets you the best deal. Support me, support the stream, support yourself. Remember, everything's free 99, guys. I'm partnered, I'm affiliated, I stand to make money. I said this yesterday in a little story. I was joking around about, you know, the Miami Guru course sellers. My stuff is free 99, guys, right? I'm here trading live, showing you what trading looks like for me. The good, the bad, frustrating, annoying ass weeks like this one, man. I can't get the motion on these live streams off the open, dude. It's coming into the afternoon. It's hella annoying. But I'll show you what real trading looks like for me, free 99. You don't have to pay anything, right? You don't have to click a link. You don't have to use Top 1. You don't have to use a code. You don't have to do anything, man. And I encourage you not to unless you have money and time and you decide for yourself, not just because of me, that that's a good opportunity for you. I think, we're all humans here. Use your cognitive abilities to do your own research and make your own decisions. It's very important. And again, hang out here free, hang out in the live community. You don't even have to like and subscribe. You don't even have to comment, right? You can just hang out and, say, hey, that dude Zach is maybe cool, and I like his style of trading, like what he tries to lay out as far as trading and, psychology goes. Or maybe say, hey, that dude's an idiot, and I think he sucks at trading. And I'd say, cool, man, great. It was, you can get a refund. The refund is $0. But that's the beauty of doing stuff free, man. So I appreciate you guys being here. Thanks for being here. If you're new, welcome to the show. But that's part of my MO, man. No course, no VIP, no mentorship, none of that stuff. I'm happy to show you what free trading, what real trading looks like for me. Trading is not free. And I encourage you always to do your own research, make your own decisions, man. I show you what I use. I show you the tools that I use in what I do. I let you know what I think is a good opportunity. I get paid for that. As far as you guys making a decision, hopefully I can provide some value in, weighing comparisons and things like that. Provide info through videos that I make, trading live, showing you connections like TradingView and TradeOvate, different prop accounts, working through these things. But I'll always tell you, I'm biased, I'm partnered, I'm affiliated, I make money on the back end. As does almost every single person in every profession and sport and industry everywhere. Do your own research, make your own decisions, right? I think that's always important to do. And if you don't, if you're just getting started, if you're not too confident, you don't have money to spend on anything, trade on demo, man. Don't put money on the line at all. I would always recommend that. Trading's risky. Most traders lose money. Don't trade until you have money to lose, because that's what's going to happen. You're going to lose it. Usually for a long period of time, way longer than you expect. And then even after you make some, you'll lose all of that and then some. And then maybe after getting beat down enough times by the market, you'll either throw in the towel or you'll figure out enough about the markets and yourself to start making money consistently. That's pretty much the way that it goes. Yeah, talk about realistic expectations and stuff. The amount of traders on Twitter these days that I see like come to the markets and just blow up and do so well so quickly, and then have an incredible downfall where they disappear or they all of a sudden stop posting. Took out this liquidity to the upside. That was a nice opportunity for a stupid aggressive short. I don't know that I want to fade this again though, guys. I really don't. It's telling. It's telling. Anyway, this price action sucks, guys. At least for me and what I'm trying to do here on NQ. I like everything inside of me is telling me to stay here and scalp and just keep taking trades. And I'm more than happy to take 2 L's. In fact, we took 3 L's and then I think 2 wins, or 2 L's, a break even, and then 2 wins on one of the last sessions. I'm happy to continue on through losses. I'm trying to wait for market to do what I need it to do. And this is just really not reacting the way that I like to see off of liquidity. I've tried my hand a couple times. It's really not doing what I need it to do. And I'm like having one of those frustrating weeks, man, where last week we got some trading in the live account. We had some nice bangers, some good profit in the on YM and the live account, some good profit in some sim accounts here on the live sessions. No trading on Monday this week. Yesterday was a missed opportunity, and then back and forth on the prop account. Today, 2 L's scalping so far in NQ. I really don't want to end. I'm not going to go anywhere just yet, but I also want to let you guys know, even when I'm going to get super aggressive, like very aggressive, like I'll take, a half dozen trades with you guys hanging out here, there's still portions of time where like it's not a good trade. Like I don't know how else to put it. For me, a good trade for me. Market's not doing what I needed to do. This might be absolutely beautiful, and in fact, it is for somebody, right? I'm looking to scalp this short again, man, and The breakout trade to the upside is there. You know, if you are one of these guys, you know, that's your play. You know, something like that, right? You know, here probably wouldn't have played too nicely. You'd still be at break even. It's not really my play here, guys. Anyway, let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, I do like it back down here to come and sweep this low, take out liquidity at the 20s. Let's see. Let's see if we want to try something. There's not much else up there, except for no man's land to go and run all the way up, which we very well might be doing. Yep. Cracked initial balance to the upside and came right back in. Maybe? Maybe we fail that? I think we could just go today, though. Let's see, guys. Market, man. Give me a little something. Give me a little something. 75s for a little test. We just gonna slowly grind higher? Is that it? Getting tighter and tighter here, man. I think we're likely to see a break to the upside or the downside. I could look for a target of this these orders all the way down below price, which I think I might do here. Stop just outside of the high. I don't really love. I don't know, man. I'm going to sit patient on this. It's back and forth. Back and forth. What's going on, chat? How are we doing, guys? This session, man. Started with some distraction. Went up. Chop. Probably not gonna enter anything today. Yeah. Looking forward to it. When are we doing that giveaway? Tomorrow. Tomorrow, if you want to check out the giveaway. If you're asking for today, random days, random times. Random days, random times we run the giveaway. If you want to check out tomorrow, yeah, I'm gonna fade this again. I'm gonna fade this again. Call me a crazy person, but I'm gonna fade this again. If I take another stop on this one, I'm probably just going to call it for myself. But I'm going to fade this one again. I like the way CVD was dropping off there a little bit. I like all these orders down below price. I think we got a good potential to come down here, sweep this, take it out before we go higher. High end of this choppy consolidating range that we're in, targeting the bottom, so a rangy type of trade. Looks like all I need to do today is hit the buy button, which I am not doing continually. And I'll probably cap myself after one more. But yeah, tomorrow we got Clay coming on stream. Gonna be doing some giveaways, man. It's gonna be awesome. Bit of a frustrating session when it bursts up nonstop and then consolidates. Yep. Is that currently? Just gotta cut that off. Yo, yeah, shoot me a message, Nate. I'll talk to you, man. I'll talk to you about that. Anyone having problems with partial closes on TradingView with Lucid Trading? I don't know. Don't know about that. Having outrageous goals is great, but the problem is people have expectation of time. Yeah, we're talking about all that. Small short can work, I feel. Yeah, we'll see. We shall see. We shall see, Chatty McChat chat. And I missed the call for the same distraction that was bugging me. Same distraction that was bugging me for that. Awesome. Let's see how this one plays. Looks like it wants to stop me. We want to just continue the upside. Still alive. Stops outside of the highs. Looks like today is hit the buy button, and I'm not doing that. It's my third time hitting the short button, and it looks like it might be my third L in a row, scalping NQ. Not exactly the conditions that I want to trade in, but still trying to get some trading in with you guys. These two weren't bad. These two definitely weren't bad. Stayed patient up here as we started to chop around, really not getting the reaction that I need to see off of order flow, off of these levels of liquidity. Targeting some of what's down here for a quick sweep lower with this. You can see where my take profit is, 25.19 right in here. But we're not getting that. We're just drifting higher, just continually pushing higher, chopping around up here, and continuing to just push higher through liquidity to the upside. Let's see. Yeah, I'll continue on. Here's my my discipline, guys, on this one. I'll continue on. We take profit on this one. I'll hang out, see what happens, see if we start to sell off and chop a little bit. Maybe I get some more scalpy moves in. I take another L on this one. I'm gonna cap myself. I'm gonna wrap it up. Not that 3 is the point for me. Not that that amount of loss in one sim account is going to be too much risk, but it's just an indication that I'm just not finding myself on the right side of the market. Either the market's not agreeing with me and I'm executing super effectively, and 3 losses in a row trading with a 1-to-1, or the last one was even more than a 1-to-1, is nothing crazy, but it's enough by feel for me to say time for a break, come back in the afternoon. Combination of either poor execution and or the market just not agreeing with you and your strategy. And I think scalping really aggressively, or maybe this is not really aggressive to you, maybe 20 take profit and stop loss is aggressive, but scalping aggressively with high frequency, it can work well. But I do find that if you are you come to the market and you're taking L's right off the rip, or you're hot and then you start taking a couple L's, you got to know when to take yourself off, because you could sit there and just continue to take bad trade after bad trade, because there's a lot of discretion and intuition in it, and it can quickly just be a big down session when you should have noticed, hey, took 3 shorts, took 3 L's, that's enough. Let me go ahead and step off the charts, go touch some grass, see what the market's doing later in the afternoon, or come back the next day. But I find that especially true with scalping, right? With YM, I'm either taking a trade or I'm not, right? At max, I'm going to have 2 trades, right? Scalping really aggressively on NQ, I'm allowing myself a lot of trades, right? Like, a lot. When that starts going the wrong way, you just feel like you're out of the pocket, or maybe you feel like you're executing, again, really well. You're doing everything you're supposed to, but the conditions are proving to you that you're on the wrong side of the market. The market does not give a damn about what's supposed to happen, in the way that you're structuring risk. And, taking your foot off the gas and saying, okay, cool, no problem. Red day, small red day. That's the difference between, holding onto accounts and working yourself towards payouts and continually just ripping through accounts. One of the differences. Heard something just went down with Iran. Not sure what happened. Expected a dip. Waiting on TTF. Ooh. No real reaction so far out of NASDAQ. That would be pretty gnarly if something happened and we get a reaction out of the markets. Do you trade the afternoon? Scalping on NQ like this, I'm testing all different time frames. I'm really just testing all different times of the day. I seem to get the best results at a time that I thought I would have some of the worst results. I seem to do best scalping NQ like this during choppy consolidating conditions with a little bit calmer volatility, like traditionally into New York lunch hour and like early afternoon. That's usually not a great time to trade, and I tend to, in the past, it's not been great. But, you know, it's kind of been after the live sessions. I go handle whatever I need to handle, grab some lunch, you know, whatever. And then, you know, come back to get some trading in the sim accounts. And those have been some of the most profitable times. Now, short sample size, you know, nothing too crazy just yet. But, you know, worth noting that. So to answer that question, that's, you know, that's where I'm at with that. Zach, I think your strategy with volume will work well with gold, as gold seems to be settling down with the crazy PA over the last 2 weeks. Yeah, I don't doubt that. Yeah, if nothing happens in the next 10 minutes, I'm off the charts. Glad I didn't enter. The best trades are the one you didn't take. Yeah, absolutely. Stay impatient. Just waiting for your setup to come, waiting for the market to come to you. Not taking trades when you don't have to. All super important. All super duper important stuff, guys. You know, identifying a market that looks good to you, where you say, hey, I want to hammer it. I want to put risk on. This setup looks really good. I'm going to press my winner here. And then also saying, hey, you know what? This market sucks. This is not what I want. It sucks for me, right? Because someone else is going to be the awesome market day. It's individual. I don't think, you know, nobody should hop on and say, this was terrible, you know, because terrible for you is great to somebody else and vice versa. But knowing when to press it and knowing when not to press it, super important. Super important. Whether you're scalping, whether you're taking, you know, a couple trades a day, you know, knowing when to really size up and press your trades versus when to just get off the charts and say, nope, not at all the market for me. Market conditions, price action, market structure, volume, you know, volatility, whatever it is, you know, not for me. All right. Always easier said than done, right? You know, difficult to say, hey, this is, you know, not good. I'm going to walk away from this. But important to try to develop that. Let's see. As we're trading out the 085s, looks like the third stop is coming for me. Scalping NQ here. Like I said, I'm going to stick to my guns, at least for this one here with you guys. I take the L on this one, which would be a third. I'm finding that it is that time where I do not have great market conditions. Either I'm not executing super well, the market's not agreeing with me, some combination of multiple of those, and I will step away today and go touch some grass, handle what I need to handle, come back into the afternoon, look to pick up where I left off in some of these accounts, and see what I can do. That's gonna be it for me, guys. Listen, these sessions suck. It's not super fun to catch L's back-to-back with you guys, but this is what it looks like sometimes. I think it's important if I'm going to have wins, if I'm going to have money made, I'm going to have payouts and all that great stuff, to show you what losses look like. Now, I hate to say this, I've had a lot more losses on my live trading sessions with you guys here off of the open, especially scalping NQ, than I have off the live sessions. I don't like when that happens. I prefer to have it the opposite way and then to share the losses off the lives. But this is what it looks like sometimes, guys. Tough sessions. So that's going to be it for me. I'm going to wrap it up. I'm not going to hang out. I'm not going to watch the markets. I'm going to end it red, even though I'd love to try to claw my way back. I'm going to stick to what I just said and tell you that either I am not reading the market well at all and I'm executing poorly, and or, because there's a lot of discretion in what I do, and or the market is just not agreeing with my strategy at all. Obviously, shorting this as we just continue to drive to the upside. You know, on another day, we reject really harshly and I look like a genius. We get beautiful positive slippage, but not today. Today, we're just grinding higher and I'm smashing the sell button, which is not helping me at all. So on a day like today, you get to look like an idiot and everybody goes, man, it was moving higher. Why didn't you just buy, right? Which is always fun to read. But anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap it up right there. Part of the deal, part of the business. 3 L's today. Small sim account. You know, happy to keep myself out of trading the live account after I got a little bit of a distraction off the open. I'm going to wrap it up right there, man. Sucks when it happens, but part of the game. Appreciate you guys hopping on as always. Tomorrow, we got Clay on stream, 9:30 a.m. Eastern. Hella giveaways, maybe a special discount. I don't know. You're going to have to be here. Wrapping up this garbage live session, or at least garbage performance on this awesome live session, because it's always a fun live session. It's always awesome to get to trade live with you guys, talk trading, all that fun stuff. Real quick, I'm not a financial advisor. I do not provide financial advice. Nothing I say or do is suggestion or recommendation to do anything at all. Make sure you do your own research. Make your own trading decisions. Trading's risky. Almost nobody makes money trading. Do your own research. Make your own decisions. Read CFTC Rule 4.41 on simulated trading, which is what this is, even in funded prop firm accounts. And the affiliate and partnership disclaimer. This is I stand to make money from links and codes in my content like Top Up Futures, Code RDF, Bookmap, and others. Appreciate you guys. Talk to you soon. See you tomorrow, early AM, and then live with Clay, 9:30 AM Eastern. Thanks, guys.